Ignition!
Welcome to a brand new series of Taskmaster. Across the next 8 episodes, 5 comedians / presenter / actors will take on a raft of absurd tasks, desperate to win this near exact replica of my saggy old head and declare themselves the series champion.
Well done.
Time to shift things up a gear. What's the next task?
OK, off we go. It's time for destruction and desserts.
Hello?
Begin.
With global warming getting worse, it's vital we find out which country will be the first to die out from inability to eat when the winds get really bad. Well, the British starters are off to a very poor start for starters. But the Asian hors d'oeuvres are virtually mess-free thanks to the samosa and spring rolls' specially engineered, wind-resistant pastry casings. And the main course is served. The frequency of hurricanes has doubled in the last decade, and it's been blamed on the rising sea temperatures. The British trying to keep a stiff upper lip, and the individual rice grains in the Chinese and Indian can't cope with the severe buffeting. On to the dessert, and the Italian's on the retreat as his tutti frutti is scattered to the 4 winds. It's a bit too blustery for the British custard, and the Chinese fortune cookie, with its predictive note baked in a biscuit coating, is foretelling doom for all mankind. For India, it's kulfi, a frozen dairy-based dessert. Looks refreshing. It's a shocking vision of our globally warmed future. Garden parties will never be the same. Time for the results.
And the worst national dish on a windy day is Italian.
So it's official. The first country to face starvation when the wind blows will be Italy. Bellissimo!
It's a thing of true beauty. It was like someone choreographing a ballet and then coming out onto the stage afterwards and having a... Another task, please, Alex.
OK, and this one is set in the caravan on your driveway that you sometimes let me live in.
Lovely.
Oh, gosh.
What do 6 caravans filled with different forms of explosive substances have in common with a snooker table? Nothing. You're right. Unless you're involved in a Brainiac snooker match where each of the pockets is wired to one of the caravans. It's the way all snooker should be played.
Welcome back to what's proving to be a very exciting finish to this special Brainiac snooker match. Quintin Hann is looking at a 1-4-7. He just has 4 balls to pot and 4 bangs to endure. Of course, there's more to this table than meets the eye. We don't like caravans, but we do like blowing them up. In Brainiac snooker, the last 6 balls trigger an explosion. Each pocket is wired to a caravan filled with some sort of explosive gas or substance. In this frame, we've already seen a propane explosion with the yellow. Quintin nearly missed the green, but it did drop and set off a butane bang. He doesn't seem to have been fazed by the explosions, but it's fair to say that our Brainiac is not so relaxed. He should be, though, because all he's done in this match is sit there and watch. So, to move on to 129, Quintin needs to pop the brown into a middle pocket. The caravan is filled with acetylene and oxygen, so it should be a bigger bang than we've seen so far.
129.
brilliant images from a special high-speed camera that shoots at 1,000 frames per second. That's 975 more frames than normal, so that gives us the chance to enjoy the caravan's destruction to the full. Acetylene gas is used in applications such as welding. It's a gaseous hydrocarbon. It's colourless and has a strong garlic odour. It's unstable, highly combustible and produces a very hot flame when combined with oxygen. You can clearly see the destruction it's caused. It also gives the referee a little work to do, clearing up the table. There are now only 3 balls, 3 pockets and 3 explosions standing in the way of Quinton's 147.
Horseshit. Well, I'll be... And just like that, it's the end of part 2. See you shortly. Right, next task.
Yes, so this one involves loo roll or toilet paper, but never loo paper. Here we go.
You suddenly find yourself surrounded by water whilst working in your office. You've been caught completely unawares by global warming. Well, we've already established that cardboard storage boxes are one of the worst things you can grab. But on the other hand, an empty water cooler bottle provided excellent buoyancy. This is a process of elimination, designed to help you decide what you should and should not grab in this situation. So, what will our Brainiac grab this time? Well, he's heard the alarm, and he's gone for the corner storage boxes, and look, he's turned them upside down to try and trap the air inside. It's not a bad attempt by our Brainiac, but as you can see, the trapped air quickly escapes. Again, the cardboard compound providing no buoyancy for our Brainiac. He really is struggling to keep himself afloat. So, corner storage boxes, another office product you should avoid if you're looking for buoyancy.
I didn't sort of think the water was going to come out.
Yeah, funny old game, isn't it? Let's crack on. What's next, Alex?
Which fruit floats? Featuring Professor Mayang Lee and her big basket of fruit.
Today, she's holding her plump and juicy mango. So what's your guess? Will it sink or will it float? We'll give you a few minutes to argue about it and give you the answer after the break. Before the break, Professor Mayang Lee posed the question, does her plump and juicy mango sink or float? Yes, mangoes sink. All the way to the bottom of the pool. And then again, mangoes float. Depending on the mango. Nice one.
So, should we see how the scoreboard looks now, Alex?
OK, I've done it. The scoreboard looks just like this.
Right, we're nearing the end of the show, but there's one challenge remaining. Please, can you all head to the stage for the last task of the show?
One very large deserted warehouse. Introduce some low-amp 9-volt electrical equipment, one Brainiac, and you have yourself an experiment. The current that these electrode pads will carry produce electrical impulses that will stimulate specific muscle groups. Today, we're going to find out if it's possible to wrap a present whilst being electrocuted. Our Brainiac has the 4 electrode pads placed around his wrists and biceps. Wrapping a present requires a certain level of manual dexterity. Using electrical impulses, the brain tells the fingers what to do and when. Now, However, our equipment overrides those signals, and this causes uncontrollable muscle contractions in the Brainiac's arms. Why the electrical shocks make him produce such strange noises is a mystery. As is the reason behind his impersonations of Shrek. Gift wrapping, one more thing you can't do whilst being electrocuted.
Well, there we are, Alex. One down.
That's right. I love you and I love my wife equally.